Live.
We're live.
No.
We're live.
Hey, everybody.
And now, live from, where are we?
Petersburg Pet Center in Petersburg, Alaska.
The Petersburg Pet Center on Chief John Law Street, across from Keto's Cave Liquor Store and Saloon, conveniently located to the harbor area. Well, here we are, cruising Lealea. I'm Chuck. This is Laura.
You're Chuck?
Gomez. Channeling Gomez. Well, what's been happening?
Actually, quite a bit this week.
No, I was asking them.
Oh, what's been going on, guys? Tell us what's happening out there. We've got a kind of a bunch happening here. Boy, the harbor is full.
Harbor's rocking.
Oh,
man,
my gosh.
The fishing fleet, they had a salmon opening last week, and so the salmon, the trollers and the gill netters were out. Crab was happening the week before that, big crab catch.
Yeah, John DeFree stopped by, picked up some food, forgotten powder, and he said they've been, price is good, and they've been getting some good amount of crabs.
Yeah,
they're doing well.
I hear the price of salmon is high, real high.
Yeah, but that's because there's not much.
Because there's not much.
There's not much out there. So, from Norway. Thanks for joining us again. You're becoming a regular. That's awesome. And we're still kind of having a conversation if it's going to be Wednesdays or Fridays.
Wednesdays or Fridays, we're not sure. And the time of day. There's another cruiser in here, Sea Globe. That's Chuck and
Chuck
and Monica.
You call him.
I call him Austin, so I don't get confused between whether he's me or not. But anyway, they're here. They may stop by. I don't know, but they may stop by. But he is part of a group of people who track statistics, and he was telling me, how to dial in the upload time to get the maximum audience and that sort of thing. We've never really paid much attention to that, except for uploading on Fridays seem to get us more views. But he tells me that Sunday is the day to get the maximum.
I can see that. I don't know if I want to drag my booty down here.
Well, we have other things to do.
Anyway, so feedback appreciated, and
help us out here. Let us know which direction we want to go. The live streams are just fun and easy for us to do. So we're going to continue to do them, but we want to make it convenient for other people to watch, because the more people watch, the better, because especially if we get those, those likes and shares and stuff that all the other YouTube channels are always pounding on you for. Meanwhile,
Virgia.
Oh yeah, the new
Yep.
Pet Burgee there, the paw print Burgee.
So that was.
And then this is the American Vega Association, or the Vega Burgee, the Puget Sound Cruising Club Burgee, and of course, Nawili Wili Yacht Club. Really? If you can pronounce it, you're a member. That's Nawili Wili Yacht Club in Nawili Wili.
Hey Rob, I've been looking forward to this all week. Great idea. My vote is for Wednesdays, but I'll watch anytime.
Coffee Dog. Hey, all right.
Hey, Coffee Dog, welcome.
Our old friends. Oh, well, we want to let you know what's happening here in Southeast Alaska.
Oh, it's been a busy week.
It's been a busy week. Of course, the big celebration, of course, the 4th of July weekend that happened, and
we talked about that.
We talked about that, but it's a small town.
We're still kind of celebrating July 4th here.
It's a small town.
There's still fireworks going off here and there.
But on the front page of the paper, search that Southeast Alaska Regional Health Centers.
Yeah.
Is requiring employees to get all employees to get vaccinated.
They're really pushing hard to get Search into the hospital here in Petersburg.
Yeah, they want really Search to take over the hospital.
Be poo-hooey for us at the clinic. If Search takes over, then we will no longer be able to bring the pets in to get X-rays done. So I'm not in favor of that, but I don't.
Just because of access, we've been able to bring animals that need X-rays to the Petersburg Medical Center, but if it's taken over by Search, we may not be able to do that. Also in the news, the governor has vetoed an attempt by the legislature to bolster the ferry budget.
So much history there. Oh my gosh.
Well, all the voters are in Anchorage.
Yeah.
And they mostly don't use the ferry system. the people who use the ferry system are mostly down here in Southeast, all these little islands down here. So it's a big deal down here, not so much in the interior or up in Anchorage.
Well, most of the big deal is all of the boats are very old, needing a lot of work.
The ferries.
And boy, they're constantly breaking down.
And they're expensive.
They're expensive to maintain. But what really kind of stunk was a couple of years ago, one of the budget cuts that they made was the bar in the ferry.
Oh, yeah. They cut out the bar and restaurant in the ferries.
Well, I imagine on one hand, they probably...
On the one hand, it costs some money. On the other hand...
The guys behind the bar were probably drinking the profit, but at the same time, that was the only place to go hang out on the ferry.
Bars have that. I was once involved with a bar. I mean, in the business, not, Well, see, other things. Oh, the borough is continuing the abatement process over spilled sewage.
Who can we sue and who can we get money from?
Yeah, well, there's a homeowner down on the shoreline down the Narrows who ran his sewage line out onto the ground.
Well,
on the shoreline. And anyway, it was leaking. I guess it was going to a septic tank, but it was leaking. And for a year now, they've been trying to get him to stop, and they haven't been able to do it. I don't know what's going on.
And we have Scott from Detroit. Hi, Scott. Thanks
Detroit,
for joining us.
Motor City. Is it still the Motor City?
Yeah, probably.
It'll always be the Motor City. And
yeah, it'll always be known as that.
Ted Nugent.
So there's some
Motor
property
City
coming
now.
up for sale on Sandy Beach.
Yeah, the borough's going to sell some of the government-owned property on Sandy Beach and over across on Kupernoth. But these are, I assume, they're standard 10,000 square foot town lots.
And it's all sealed bid, right? Yeah.
Yeah, sealed bid. At the request of neighbors living on Sandy Beach Road, the assembly agreed to sell the land by accepting sealed bids rather than to conduct a public outcry auction.
A public outcry auction.
Yeah, now the public outcry auction is traditional in Petersburg. That's the way they've always done it in the past, but there's no set procedure, but it's traditional.
It's going to be interesting to see what those lots go for.
Well,
I guess about 10 years ago.
The appraised value, it says, is $56,800. And the minimum bid is set at $60,220 for the Sandy Beach Road property.
I'm sorry, but if they're
close to town,
how come they're? I don't know. That doesn't
over
make
on
any sense to
Kupernoth.
me.
Well, over on Kupernoth, they're off the grid, and the range of appraisals is from like $6,500 to $15,600. But there's no
apartments are going up fast. There's a new apartment building going up across from the hospital. I think they're going to be done with most of the framing and stuff probably about another month or so. They're whipping that up really fast.
Yeah. Oh, 100 years ago, July 4th, Petersburg celebrated the July 4th weekend in proper style, in spite of the cold and rain, with a big dance and a parade and the usual stuff. It was boiling hot. I bet it was almost 70 degrees on the 4th. According to the paper, on the 4th, the high temperature was 65 degrees.
Yeah.
It was boiling hot, though, not a cloud in the sky. And it seemed hard.
A black lab with heat stroke come through.
Oh, yeah. Heat struck dog. Would you say heat struck dog?
Heat struck?
Heat struck dog.
Mike, hi. Thanks for joining us.
Mike Eaton, hey, old friend. Northern Light. We have a movie theater here. It's actually the high school auditorium.
Yeah, it's run by the high schoolers. They manage. They order all the movies. They manage the ticket sales and
the concessions.
All the concessions.
So,
and everything.
So this week it's Peter Rabbit 2: The Runaway. Rated PG. Showings Friday, Saturday, 7 p.m. and Sunday on 2 p.m. Full concessions. Masks optional. Limited screening upon entry. Limited screening, I suppose that means COVID screening, I guess. I don't know. Or is it the fair schedule?
They closed the Eagles Roost staircase.
Oh, yeah, the Eagles Roost Trail is closed. There was a warning, I think, one of the last papers that we read, it was a warning. Now it's just flat closed because it's too dangerous. It's a hiking trail up to the Eagles Roost, and it's part of it is almost vertical.
Yeah.
And so they got wooden stairs in there, and they closed it. Let's see. Oh, the Glacier Run. They got a new boat for the Glacier Tour. It's like $220 per person to go on that run up to
It's
the.
always been a little on the pricey side, but
it's a
they
little
take good
pricey
care
on
of
the
you,
side.
and you get to go in and see some pretty amazing sights.
Oh, look at Petersburg Rotary Club won the best of the parade. Let's see.
A smack upside the head.
Yeah, editorial by the Wrangell Sentinel, from the Wrangell Sentinels down there in Wrangell. And it's what's it all about? Oh, permanent fund dividends. Yes, that's a big kerfuffle going on in Alaska now. Of course, the politicians need the money much more than the people of Alaska need it. You know, they could put it to good use, and the people of Alaska, if you give them that money, they'll just spend it, you know, on themselves. So that money really should go to the government. And they also plan to raise to implement taxes that we don't have here. So because, you know.
And then there's the continuing argument on how to pronounce
LeConte. And I can't keep track. I just want to do it right, you know. Is it LeConte?
Well, according to this, I don't
LeConte,
know
or
if we'll ever get it right.
LeConte.
Someone's having an issue with how they said it was to be pronounced. So the argument continues. It's too funny.
And help wanted. Fleet mechanic for, who's this? OBI Seafoods processor.
Oh, yeah. So we'll reiterate, if you're looking for work.
Lots of work.
Petersburg is.
And stop and see Laura first, because she needs help too.
Hey, actually, if there's any veterinarians out there looking,
yes, we desperately need a DVM.
Or part-time, full-time,
DVM,
retired.
rotational, full-time, partially retired, blind, crippled, crazy, we don't care.
Got a place to stay, we can hook you up.
We can hook you up with a place to stay. The whole works. Now let's see, in the police report, the first item is a dangerous dog was reported at a location on Harbor Way, which is right here.
Right here. I know about that dog. He bit. He bit one of our clients.
Oh, no.
Unprovoked attack.
Really, totally.
Unprovoked.
And several young men and women were arrested for violating conditions of release, which is always a thing. And it looks like there was a fight involving 3 people.
Ooh,
and some people shot off fireworks after the 4th of July. They weren't supposed to do that. So, and reports of fire. A warning was issued for an illegal U-turn on Main Street.
Well, they have all those cones out. You'd have to pretty much
mow
them over in order to make that turn now. So.
Oh, suspicious vehicle that turned out not to be suspicious after all. An attempted theft that didn't quite succeed. I don't know how that comes about. And a man was reported to have stepped into traffic downtown to take photos because it's the tourist season.
Almost mow over people in Hawaii.
I know it.
Walk right out in front of the middle of the road to take pictures.
I know they do it in Honolulu. I know it seems like a theme park, and everybody who lives here is dressed up in costumes, and they're just here for your entertainment. But that's not what it is at all. It's a town.
What do we have going? Let's see. Oh, we've been watching YouTube channel Miami Boat Ramp.
Miami Boat Ramps.
Gosh, if you guys haven't had a chance to check.
You want to laugh at other people who don't know how to handle their boats?
It's
all power boats. It's actually people launching and retrieving small boats.
And personal watercraft. I almost said the jet ski.
Personal watercraft.
Personal watercraft.
Not jet ski. Personal watercraft.
But if you get a chance, check out that channel. It's a good education on how not to do things. What other channel? We were watching Today I Found Out.
Tampa, Florida. Did you say hi to T. Michael?
I did, yes.
Yeah, that's right. Why are you thinking Tampa, Florida? Because we were watching Miami Boat Ramps.
Yep, that's exactly it.
And Haulover Inlet.
Those are good fun. But Today I Found Out, and the name of that video was That Time a Guy Put Himself Adrift for 62 days with the theory that he could drink seawater.
Yeah, well, he did.
And he did.
He did. He actually succeeded in, what did they say, the Portuguese and French and Spanish navies? Portuguese and Spanish. Anyway,
he
ran tests and implemented changes to their survival protocol because of what he did.
Yeah. But fascinating video. If you get a chance, check that one out. And I have a note here on some of the market prices I had talked about because we had some questions for like things like milk and such. You've got the paper there, but I went down and took a few pictures, and let's see, a gallon of reduced fat milk, $5.99.
Yeah, $6 a gallon.
Yeah, $6 a gallon. Half gallons, $4.49 to $5.99, depending on if it's organic or lactose free. Yeah, $5.99. Cage-free large eggs, $3.69 a dozen. 18 eggs for $7.99. Charmin Ultra Strong 6 rolls in 1 toilet paper. We've got well, these things are important, you know. $23.99. And Charmin paper towels, 12 rolls, $27.65. Bounty.
Oh, look at this.
$24.99. Pedigree dog food, like cans of dog food, anywhere from $3.49 to $2.39. So anyway, just give you a rough idea of prices in the market here on regular staples. But you know, it's certainly not like going over to Trader Joe's and getting, you know, a dozen eggs for, I think my aunt was saying like $1.99.
Oh, here's something. Here's something from the paper. Alice Niederfer graduated from the University of Utah with a Bachelor of Political Science degree on May 6th. Alice, shout out.
And T. Michael, check out Haulover Pass. We've watched those guys. I love watching
Haulover Inlet, yeah.
Inlet. Some of the boats that rock in and out of there are certainly drool worthy.
I know.
Nothing we get into, but boy, the horsepower going through there is pretty amazing.
They just have different. I mean, here, you know,
yeah, it's a totally different.
It's completely different. We did both. Most of the boats are pretty beat up. A lot of them are, you know, 80, 90 years old. Some of them more than that. The fishing boats here. There aren't a lot of yachts, although right now there are quite a few.
There's some big boats in the harbor right now.
Some big, nice motor yachts in the harbor. And, you know, I don't remember noticing that many of that kind of boat in here in the past. I really don't. First large cruise ship is doing Ketchikan on a trial voyage. Good thing we don't get those big boats, because there's, you know, imagine a couple thousand people disembarking into a town of less than 3,000 right now, and a lot of people are out fishing. So,
well, and not only that, we had the last boat that came in with a couple of COVID passengers.
Yeah, 3.
So they ended up depositing them here along with a representative that stayed. And my understanding is they're all in quarantine.
Doubled our COVID case count. Just yeah, bam, just
congratulations. Like so, anyway, how is everybody doing out there COVID-wise as far as lockdowns and stuff going? Just curious if things are opening up. We're getting the boats coming through, so I'm assuming they're coming through
Canada.
Yeah, coming through Canada.
They must be. I haven't actually asked anybody, but they must be coming up through Canada.
Yeah. Went over to grab lunch over at Salty Pantry, and boy, she was packed, and I didn't recognize hardly anyone in there. So they must be all here on boats.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought maybe those guys might come over and say hi, but maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. With Chewy. Or
yeah.
Yeah, a couple.
We talked to several people in the harbor over the last few weeks, you know, because they come in, they got their animals with them and stuff. Yeah. Yeah,
we just had a couple come in with their little dog that got kind of sick on the way. They had to boot in from Warm Springs Bay. Don and Alice in
sweltering Las Vegas. 110 degrees. Yeah, well, we're half that, 55.
Packing up our trailer or sailor and coming your way. Woohoo! Well, you be sure and stop in and say hi. Lake Mead, that's always been disappearing.
Lake Mead?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I guess so.
I mean, back even in your days, it was.
Back in my days.
No, when you were kind of moving around.
It has been 50 years almost since I used to.
So.
Huh?
You used to live in Las
I lived
Vegas.
there for a couple of months.
Yeah, but you would have been
back then. But that was back in like I said, 50 years ago.
but Lake Mead was.
And all the times we visited, we visited there many times. The companies I worked with were always doing business meetings and conventions in Vegas. All the times I went there, I never went out to Lake Mead.
Oh, I thought you did.
No.
I thought you said you'd been up there.
No, all the time. The last time I was out at Lake Mead was in the early 70s.
Ever disappearing, but everything's always changing, coming, going.
Hey, change is here to stay. That's one thing for sure.
I passed Coffee Dog. I passed quarantine locked away working on restoring my 1964 Alberg 30. Was quite peaceful. I bet it was.
Yeah. The Alberg 30, nice boat.
Yeah, our nice boats. We've
almost as good as a Vega.
Didn't we almost? We looked at one in when we were in Washington area. Was that in where was that? We saw one. We went and kind of wandered around. That was in I want to say Port Townsend, but it wasn't Port Townsend.
No, it was Shilshole.
Wasn't
it Shilshole? No, Friday Harbor. I don't know.
I can't remember where that boat was, but
so many ports back there, and so many boats.
But we did look and we did drool, but in the end, we decided we'd already put enough time and energy into Lealea that we weren't up to doing that all over again. So,
that's our boat. That's going to always be our boat, unless I can't imagine what would change that.
And speaking of, have you made any progress this week?
No.
Okay. Well, get on it, Chuck.
The last project that progress I made was about 10 days ago, and it wasn't that much because we're busy. We're busy with other things. We're just busy. I'll get right on that. I will. Because, I have been, one thing I've been tied up with is our devices.
Trying to get computer stuff
this other one over here is a Windows 7 machine, and it's pretty much useless now. And then this one is an Acer, and for the second time, the screen is splitting open. I've already replaced the hard drive once on this machine. I had it replaced because I don't do that kind of stuff myself. Had it replaced with a solid state drive, and
you got a new phone.
I got a new phone.
That's a big deal.
Got a new phone. That's a big deal. I had to have Doug the Geek come and help me with it, get it all set up, and so I've decided I might as well just make use of all the functions that are available. I don't play games, but if I can use it for communication purposes, sync it with other devices and what have you. And then we'll probably have to get something a little to replace either this machine or augment it with something, because if this thing breaks right now, we're done for a while until I can scrape up the money for a new machine.
What else is going on? I texted Max to see if he wanted to drop by and chat about oils a little bit. He might or might not.
Oils.
We shall see. Yeah, the essential oils.
Okay.
The Living Well
We'll
oils.
talk about anything.
Yeah, well, of course he will.
No, I mean we will.
And I guess one of the other exciting things is the first aid kits that
did you bring one?
Coming out. I did not. I forgot to grab one. Oh, it's still got our old Waterways logo. Oh, it doesn't have a logo on there. Yeah, it does. All right, so first aid kits.
It's good. They're going to have a card because we changed it.
Header card. But I've been developing these first aid kits for cruisers for quite a while.
There's the header card.
Yeah, so nail trim kit. Yep. These will now have a Petersburg Pet Center logo on them. Kit comes with 4 components: nail trimming kit, ear cleaning kit, advanced first aid, and basic first aid kits. And there'll be 4 in a pack. Pricing's going to be a little different than we had at the clinic, because it'll have just a little slightly different components, but I'll have those available here shortly for purchase.
That's for if you have a pet on your boat, it's a good idea to have at least
some basics.
The basics, yeah, the basics, so you can deal with something first aid, right?
I was chatting with
because the little boogers are always getting into something, aren't they?
I was chatting with some folks the other day, talking about Bree and how basically I killed my cat. I hate to say it, but when Bree got sick, we did all the wrong things. I did all the wrong things, knowing now what I didn't know then. We had that period. We had 4 days of really bad weather, she stopped eating, she stopped drinking. And we kept opening up cans of tuna and trying to get her to drink tuna juice, which she did, but the sodium levels in that just kicked her kidneys right over, and I killed my cat. Yeah. So those are the kind of things that you learn that I didn't know then, and that through the first aid kits and stuff will be, actually, that's one of the things that I want to be kind of focusing on these live streams too, is having chats, not on the veterinary medicine side, but just preventative type stuff and stuff that you can carry on board. That
healthy practices, best practices to maintain the health of your animals.
Yeah. But anyway, so one of the things that'll kind of be regular topics, and besides some of the other stuff that we cover about island life, carrying, reading the paper, talking with the occasional cruiser that pops in about how they manage their pets on board.
We could start a lot earlier, and I might be able to catch some of the fishermen sober.
Good luck with that. I've watched a couple of people walk by. I'm like, oh, we should talk to him. Yeah, maybe not today. Shoot.
Yeah, who was it? Aaron. I came down here this morning at about 8:30, and yeah, he's like, I gotta go out. We're supposed to go out in a couple of hours. I've got to get ready. As he stumbled over to Keels.
Yeah, everybody has their own method of getting ready, I suppose.
Yeah. Well,
yeah. So we need to get Jeff and Suzanne over here when they get back.
Well, everybody's
out. Everybody's out fishing right now.
I don't know exactly when the next opening is, but I know everybody's getting ready to leave, or they left yesterday.
Yeah. Dawn, hope your new business is doing well, Laura. If we get up that way, unfortunately, we don't have a pet, but Alice says I could use some grooming and a lot more obedience training.
Yeah, see, you took care of me. I'm almost ready for another hair already. See?
Yeah, we ended up going down to a 30 blade on you this time.
Yeah.
Yep. So stop on
I'm
by.
not bald. I'm not bald. I just wear my hair very, very short.
You're actually talking about shaving it next time, aren't you?
No, not next. I think I'm close enough to shave.
Are you happy with the 30 blade?
Yeah, I'm happy with the 30 blade.
All right.
Yeah, this is Petersburg Pet Center and Barbershop.
Well, actually,
I said that before, didn't I?
Yeah.
What did I say? $5, 5 minutes, one style.
$5, 5 minutes, one style. Other thing that we'll have here once they get the hot water tank hooked up, we'll be able to have showers and.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And I'm hoping to have washer dryer maybe.
Oh, wow. That'd be great.
Next year installed. Do one load of laundry. Well, we'll be running through the laundry for the bath anyway.
Yeah.
So for the do-it-yourself bath for the pets,
we'll have to make it a membership thing.
Yeah, well, Mud Club.
Yeah, Mud Club.
That's
Mud Club.
Mud Club card.
Unless you want coin-operated showers and.
No, I don't want to deal with that. It'll just be
for Petersburg Yacht Club, Puget Sound Cruising Club, and Mud Club members.
Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Not yet.
Not yet. Boo. There was a sneak peek into something going on. So
we've got a couple of surprises coming up.
Surprises, some interesting bits of information coming up. I think we'll have to get Glow over there.
But I'm hoping that I can, yeah. Well, anyway.
Anyway, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, topics I'm looking at covering are marlin spike seamanship. People have asked about the decorative rope work on Lealea. And I suppose I should, speak some words about that, show some pictures. I do how-to videos because I look at how-to videos, and you can't see that. It's
your knife. Well, actually, what makes it unique is your buttonhole.
Oh, the button thing.
Yeah, you got. Chook really liked that. He commented on that.
So that is. I can see that. Do I even want to show anybody?
No,
it's kind of a secret.
Yeah, it's my lap. That's my coffee.
That's your coffee? No.
Yeah. So buttonhole. You want to show them that?
Oh, it's just a. Okay. Let's put this back where it belongs. There. Okay. So I have my knife, and then I put this on it. This is just a little lanyard with a bosun's whistle lanyard knot doubled, a doubled bosun whistle lanyard knot, and it makes a nice ball on the end. And so I can drop it in here and button it through the top button on my vest.
And not worry about losing it.
And the reason that's like that is because I lost my knife for about 2 weeks. And I was putting something into the pickup truck, into the back of the pickup truck, and it popped out of my pocket and landed in the bed of the pickup truck, kicked around there for a couple of weeks, and I lost my knife.
Yeah.
And then I found it, and I thought, okay.
Yeah, I like that.
So to make sure it doesn't happen again, I made a little lanyard to button it into my...
How come you haven't made me one of those yet?
Because you don't have a vest.
I don't, but I have a shirt. I can put it on my shirt.
Okay.
I thought you loved me.
That's not fair. That's not fair. You can't do that.
Sure I can.
No.
I can pull that card if I want to.
Mm-hmm.
All right, never mind that. What else have we got going? Besides,
well, I wanted to get sidetracked on the marlin spike seamanship thing because you started fooling around with my knife lanyard. The other thing was, just the experience that I'm having of getting older, because it's interesting to me. Might be interesting to other people that are maybe not quite this far along the road. We'll sort of
do you want to scare
advanced recon. That's not that
bad. That's not what you say every morning.
Where's my rocking chair?
Where's my king? That really hurts.
Nah,
so
that's
just a couple of things that you have really concentrated on, such as
and the rebuild, the refit, which we're still working on. And I like I said, the pieces are all cut. I just need to drill a whole bunch of holes and screw it all together. But and that's going to come along
pretty quick
as we can. It'll happen quickly, but finding the time to get into all that and disrupt our lives.
Should have done that while
we were housing, but I had other things to do at the time. Things to do while we were housing.
There's always something.
There's always something, and there's always something that seems to be a higher priority when you don't actually have to get that part of it done. So yeah, so now I'm using my Franklin planner again. I've got everything listed and prioritized. I work my way through the list every day, but I never seem to get to the part where I'm finishing off that dinette.
It'll happen.
It'll take me. That'll probably take me a day and a half of labor, which 6 months.
2 more weekends.
2 weeks. There you go. 2 weeks exactly.
Oh shoot. Coffee Dog, you're gonna have to email us with some pictures and share. I'd love to see the progress on your boat, and I hope you're planning on making it this way. If you can, we'd love to have you come visit. So
all of you, come visit. Yes, come visit.
It's so much fun.
But get here before September. Get here by September because October is going to start snowing.
Yeah. First week of generally you want to be where you want to be by first week of October.
Yeah.
So,
wherever you need to be by winter, first week of October.
Who do we have? I don't know. Hi from Bosnia. Well, hi. And as always, good to hear smart advice. Is calm talking, perfect for me. Early retired Army pilot.
Pilot.
Very cool.
I'm a pilot also, or at least I have a pilot's license. I shouldn't really claim to be a pilot because I don't have a whole lot of hours and I haven't flown for a lot of years. I want to get back into it though. I want to try flying here in Alaska because it really looks like fun. And a challenge, a great challenge.
There's another great YouTube channel, Aviation 101. He has a great Alaska series. If you get a chance to check that out, Aviation 101, the Alaska series. I think it had 19 videos in the playlist.
Yeah, it was great.
Wow, wonderful series.
Another good one is Trent Palmer. Yeah. So anyway, I fly or flew
lived in Hawaii.
I flew and I would like to fly again. And
we have
I too was a soldier for too many years. So yeah, I guess we have something in common, don't we?
And Coffee Dog, but getting there will be slow. I am in the USVI. Well, you can still get here.
Well, let's see. From the Virgin Islands, Well, you could do like Matt Rutherford did, just shoot up north, up the East Coast, right? And up over the top. And you come back down around through the Aleutians. You just cut through the Aleutians, or, and across the Gulf of Alaska down to Baranof Island, shoot into Icy Strait, down Chatham Strait, and then you hook a left at Frederick Sound, and bingo bango, there you are, just like that.
Just like that.
Piece of cake.
It'd take us about 2 years too. That's the only thing. We enjoy stopping and hanging out. I cruisers that just pop
burrow
in
into
and,
a place,
and stay overnight, and then they get in at 6 o'clock at night and then leave at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And then they bop around. They're like, oh, well, I've been here, I've been there, I've been here, I've been there. But if you don't really get a chance to see it, were you really there?
There was a movie back in, I think it was 60s. If it's Tuesday, this must be Belgium. It's about the, 9 countries in 5 days kind of tours that they were doing back then. And I don't know. We go someplace that, we drop the hook in a bay or something like that, and pump up the kayak and stay for 2 or 3 days and explore around there. But and we'll see in 3 days, we'll see half a dozen boats come in, come and go. They come in around sundown and leave around, 10 a.m. or 9 a.m. in the morning.
That isn't really.
Well, I suppose people have to get places.
Oh,
but
absolutely.
That kind of defeats the purpose of cruising. To me, I mean, if you got to go someplace, you should be flying. Cruising isn't about getting there. What's that old cliche? It's not the road, it's the journey.
Yeah.
Or it's not the destination, it's the road, or whatever it is. Anyways, now cruising is to us, and of course everybody gets to everybody define it for themselves.
Yeah.
But for us anyway,
it's no fun for me. It's to just drop hook one night and then just need to boot out first thing in the morning. That's no fun. You just want to. I always like to hang out.
Especially here in Alaska,
and look at the stuff going on shore, and
especially here in Alaska, every place is worth slowing down and experiencing. Whether you're anchored down there at what was it, Tom's Place, that little bay down there we call Tom's Place, with the abandoned fox farm, the fox fur farm, of which there were several here in Southeast Alaska. An entire island they would just release foxes and let them breed and then trap them for the furs. They of course don't do that anymore, but the foxes are still there, and the remains of the fox farm. Hey, looking good, Steve.
Hey, Steve.
Steve Birch.
Hi, Steve Birch. Probably one of
certainly one of the most knowledgeable people in the entire world when it comes to the Alvin Vega sailboat, and from Great Britain.
Assuming that's the same Steve Birch.
Assuming it's the same Steve Birch, yeah.
We're assuming it is. Steve, thanks for joining us.
You are the Steve Birch from the Vega Association of Great Britain, are you not?
Rob lived in St. Thomas from 92 to 95. I have a good friend who is probably going to be moving over there here shortly.
Laura
Mason.
Yeah, Laura Lee Mason.
John Mason. He's
moving from where, they Guam?
They are in the Marshall Islands.
Or in the Marshalls. Well, yeah. Now. So they were here, and they went to the Marshalls, and now they're going to the USVI, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were talking about it. She is
well, hey, Steve, I'm sure there's really only one. Actual one, but you know how the internet is. There can be.
Steve, we're so happy to have you join us.
Very happy to have you join us, Steve.
How are things going on? Like the IFR? Is there any word?
Has there even been an IFR in the last few years?
What's going on?
I don't think there has been one in the last few years.
Yeah, with the COVID stuff. Let's see. Sadly, there are 3 in my town alone.
I suppose he's not talking about the IFR. He's talking
about
the COVID
SST. That's a big journey. Yeah, Laura Lee Mason. Her husband manages hardware and grocery stores. Apparently, they've got a deal. I don't know if I should be saying this or not. a deal they can't turn down, so they're looking to be moving. She is very heavy into pet rescue and anything pet. I'm just trying to think of all the stuff Laura Lee does.
Anywhere there's a couple
there's
of those
animals, she's there. She's wanting to help. So if you have rescue organizations or anything like that, Laura Lee will be heavily involved when she moves over there. IFR has been hit by COVID.
Nothing until at least next year.
I guess. Any idea, Steve, where are they deciding where it's going to be held? That's one of the things.
We've been carrying on a couple of conversations at once here. Anyway, Laura Lee is one of those that they are a couple of those people that we know that can turn up anywhere in the world at any given time, and they're not the only ones. So, yeah. So if the IFR is going to be 3 Steve Birches in Malvern, really?
Wow.
That must get confusing.
Are you sure it's you?
Are you sure? Yeah. Well, it turns out that Chuck Rose is an extremely common name as well.
Oh, you were talking to the girl at Network Solutions?
Talking to the girl at Network Solutions. As it happens, I own chuckrose.com. And I'm the only one. Because back in, 95, when I first found out about the internet from a friend of mine, and I had to ask him, what's the internet? He explained it to me. And one of the first pieces of advice he gave me on the internet, other than don't put anything on the internet that you don't want other people to know about. Don't say anything you don't want heard, but other than that, he said, own your name. So I immediately registered chuckrose.com, and I've had it ever since. So there is no website, chuckrose.com. If you go to chuckrose.com, you'll land on Cruising Lealea, the website. Which
we are going to be concentrating on updating and working on. And
talk to someone to help update it, but it's a couple grand to make the transfer from the website developer tool that we used to WordPress.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll be working on that, consolidating some pages, adding some new articles.
Sarek, yes, you caught us. We're slippery devils. We're going to get away.
And John, IFR next year is planned to be held in Netherlands.
Oh, that'll be perfect. That would be perfect.
It would. I wonder, red-handed. I wonder if we could. If we weren't able to take the boat, it might be fun to just.
I don't see how at this point we get the boat from Southeast Alaska to the East Coast.
Well, we knew it would take.
It would be easier. It would be easier to go to the East Coast and buy a boat, and then sail it across. That would be the easy way to do it.
Well, that's what we had always talked, was trailering the boat.
Well, the trailering the boat across idea was because we planned to settle in Vermont. So it would have been a one-way trip across the country, not back to Alaska. Yeah. So I don't know. Horn. Perfect. I still have on my channel that original video from the IFR at Horn. God, when was that? In the 90s sometime?
Yeah, one of the races.
Yeah, somewhere way back on our channel, you can find, probably if you search the channel for Horn.
Albin Vega and Horn.
Just on our channel, just put Horn. You'll probably find that video. We got a copyright strike on that.
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, but we still have 2 more strikes before they kick us off YouTube. So it's all right. The Dutch always hold a great IFR. Yes, that'll be awesome.
Well, that was actually the whole reason originally for our refit, was the thought and the plan to
we can do that.
Put the boat on the trailer it cross country, drop in on the East Coast, and take off for an IFR.
Yeah, so, and you never know. I mean, we literally never know. That could happen. But right now, if we're projecting forward along this timeline, probably it'll go some other way. They'll probably have us making it at least as far as the East Coast of North America by air. And but I sure would like to do that. If we plan on it, we could do it. If we plan it far enough in advance, we can certainly do it.
So something on our radar. Oh, IFR.
Yeah, Rob.
Yeah.
Yes, that's it. We're thinking about it.
International Friendship Regatta for the Albin Vega.
Oh,
yeah. And that was every even year or every odd year?
I don't remember. Steve would know.
Yeah, Steve would know. every even year or every odd year, and they change locations. Sometimes it'd be in England.
It was rotating among the various VODA members, the Vega One Design Association members.
Which VODA is gone now? Is
No,
VODA still around?
I don't. You know what happened to all these organizations that were dedicated to basically to getting together and exchanging information in the American Vega Association, at least. Everybody started in the Chesapeake Bay, and they had an active racing community there, and it was it's a One Design racing club, vodka, the Vega One Design Chesapeake Association. They had a really cool newsletter that got popular, and people all over the world were subscribing to it. And
so 2024 IFR is planned to be in Denmark. I didn't think they had planned them that far in advance.
Well, I don't know, but I have never been involved in that too much. But anyway, about the Vega associations, it became a newsletter. People spread out. It got most of the members were not in the Chesapeake Bay. They didn't get together anymore. It was just a newsletter that people wrote in and asked questions. We started, we published the Vega Owners Handbook that's now on the American Vega Association website, and just helped each other out. You'd write to the editor a question. We'd publish it in the newsletter.
And the editor back then was Sid Rosen.
Sid Rosen. In 2001, I took it over, and I published it on paper for 6 years or 5 years.
Yeah.
And then we tried to change it electronically, but with Facebook group and all the other means of communication.
The Yahoo groups and stuff.
There was the Yahoo group for a while.
Because we would print the newsletter, take it down to the post office and mail it.
Yeah. We'd print it in the office, collate it, staple it, fold it, stamp it, and mail it at the post office.
That was a true labor of
love. And we had over 1,000. We had over 1,000 subscribers worldwide. We had people all over the world subscribing to the Vega newsletter.
I don't remember, when's the last letter that we put
2006.
out? 2006.
2006, because we sailed away from Hawaii in 2007.
Yeah.
And tried to transition to the website, but it just hasn't really worked. So, I mean, we're a lot better at disseminating information through YouTube now, and that's just us. I don't know, maybe Steve's having the same experience with the Vega Association of Great Britain. I don't know. But I do know that whole thing just kind of
fizzled out because people want instant gratification and
nobody's going to wait a month to get an answer to a question now.
Yeah, Googling information now.
When you can just, remember back then you couldn't just pick up your phone and pull up a diagram. You can do that now, but you couldn't do it back then. So.
Facebook group seems to do the
job.
The
Facebook group is working quite well, I think. There's an active, lively exchange of information about the boat, and I'm very gratified that there seems to be a lot of new owners showing up there.
Younger owners, not a whole bunch of old farmers.
Well, I hope they're younger. You can't. It's hard to tell sometimes. Instant answers from all around the world. Isn't that awesome? Instead of when here I was in Hawaii, all right, how far from Sweden, and trying to figure out having my background in the motorcycle industry, I wasn't really concerned about getting the original part, because I know you can always get something that'll work, especially in the marine industry.
Speaking of original parts, Steve.
What?
Cockpit hardware. Latches.
The what?
The latches you lost.
They're not lost. They're just.
Where are they, Chuck?
Well, they're somewhere.
I want to get the new cockpit.
No, I've asked on the group, and don't worry about it.
Something's missing. Can't find it.
Remember a few videos back, I showed the beautiful new hatch covers. Cockpit hatch covers, all glassed, and
they haven't been installed yet.
I'm missing one hinge. And 4 of the little hook latches under.
That's such a bummer. Anyway, Steve, let us know if you have any available. We might need to order some from you.
He does. I don't think he has those.
I don't know, but I'll check.
But they might be available. I believe they were available from a German company or something close. Those bronze hooks that go underneath.
I'd really like to get those on and installed.
I would really like to get those on too.
Nervig.
Yeah. Yeah, Walter Nerving. Yes.
Change them to stainless steel like most have. I like the old ones.
Well, they don't show. The hooks don't show.
Yeah, I know the hooks don't show, but the issue
I have
is
all but yeah.
we ground out the
on the top,
the footprint for the old hinges. It's been all cut out and it's ready to rock and they're ready to install, and of course whatever new hinges we get won't fit in.
Yeah, so I had the old hatches and latches were inletted into the wood, and so there's the inlets are there exactly right. So it'll be okay.
What?
It'll work.
What the heck did you do with those?
I guarantee you when we're done with it, it'll work just fine. It may not look as good as we planned, but it'll work.
Start welding bronze bits. Yeah, no kidding. Anyway, they better turn up, Chuck.
There's a solution. I guarantee you there's a solution for it here in Petersburg. There's somebody who can make something that'll fix that. But you know what? It'll be fine.
Yeah.
It'll all be fine.
Yeah. How you two just crawled out of the bilge to join you. Thanks, Kent, for joining us.
Wash your hands. Greasy fingerprints all over the screen, you know. No.
Anyway. Well, do we have anything else to chat about today?
Well, I don't know. Kent just joined us, and do we have to leave right now? I mean, we got 10 minutes left to make it a full hour. And I was kind of expecting the Sea Globe crew to show up, but they never showed up. Shame on you guys.
Waiting for you.
And I have. I brought. I owe a cigar to Austin because he shared a cigar with me last time, and I got a box of cigars, and I have. Okay, Austin, I got a cigar, but you didn't come, so.
Oh, Bill's yoga. Yep.
Boat yoga, absolutely. Bill's yoga, yeah.
Bill's yoga, boat yoga. Getting a little harder these days, that's for sure.
Well, the bilge of a Vega is too small to get even anywhere near down in there. But boy, climbing into the cockpit lockers, I've done that. Done that lots of times. It's always fun. You have to watch out for the exposed screws when you get down in there. And then, sometimes I have actually crawled down in there and thought, am I going to actually be able to get out? I've actually
this weak little cry from the car.
That was one of the things that Audrey Sutherland made her students do, practice calling for help. Yeah. I don't know.
Get a little button on your.
What?
I'm falling. I can't get up.
It's a handheld. Carry a handheld marine radio with you when you go down into your down into the lockers.
Yeah, just in case.
Oh, the sun's out.
Yep.
That's good.
Sun is coming out. All right. Well, we're kind of puttering around at this point.
New to us is quite a bit bigger than the Catalina 30 you had for years, huh? Yeah. Catalina 30 is good boat.
Yeah, they are. We had.
Did you fall for the 2-foot itis, or maybe more than 2 feet? You had to get a bigger boat.
New to us boat.
Yeah, Steve, it's pretty late for you. It's about 11 o'clock over there. So.
Oh gosh, yeah.
So Steve, aloha po. Good night.
We'll get it. Next time, publicize it on the Facebook group. Get a few more views. Yeah,
we did
on
Facebook. I did.
The Vega Facebook page.
Yes, I did. I did put it on the Vega Facebook page.
Well, we just need to get our act together a little bit more on that. Just a reminder, we have a new locals page. So cruising. Locals.com.
Yeah, cruisinglealea.locals.com. We're just starting to get that rolling. I don't know if anybody's really interested in that, but we're there.
Yeah.
And we haven't got enough, we don't have any members, 1 or 2 members of the community, but we need more members before we're allowed to do stuff like this on that platform.
Yeah, we have to have more members before we can do the.
I don't think anybody can do live stream unless now, except it's in
Peaky Blinders cap. He likes your hat. I forgot to bring my new hat. My honey got me. I'll bring it next week and show that off.
Well, next time I'll wear my American baseball cap, maybe.
You're American or you're?
Oh, American stuff. This is kind of actually these kind of hats or caps are very common everywhere. Very common. You look at film from the 30s, 40s, or 50s. People working on boats here, very common, and not so much baseball caps like you see now.
Yeah.
So there you go. And I think with that, maybe we'll just.
Yep, I think it's time for me.
So I said aloha po to Steve. Anybody who's east of New York, aloha po, good night. If you're in the middle of America or Canada or North or South America, it's aloha awinala, good evening. No, aloha ahiahi, good evening. If you're on the West Coast, it's aloha awinala, good afternoon. And if you're in Hawaii, I think it's still aloha kahiaka, good morning. So to everyone, aloha no kako, ahui ho, aloha indeed to all of us. Until we meet again, keep cruising, Lealea. So happy everyone thinks you're crazy like us.
All right, guys. We'll catch you next week. Take care. We'll see you
Bye.
later. Bye-bye.
Oh, twice. Are you sure? Yes, we're sure.